At a party with colourful balloons floating in the sky, Simon felt wronged, having tried to find his father-in-law a companion, only to see him react as if seeing a ghost. The two parted like X vs stone, indicating the father-in-law still grieves his wife's loss. During Simon's absence, the father-in-law resorted to the neighbour's chubby kid for company, trying to fill the gap in his heart, but looking at the neglected Kai-Yuan. A fading look was like his current days. The father-in-law suddenly realised it might be time to embrace a new life. So, he spent the night fixing the roof and rushed to the city the next day. When he met Simon again, the previous unpleasantness felt like drink kicks. Family quarrels usually end this way, smoothed by time and love's lubricant. It's the father-in-law's birthday, and Simon has a gift for him. This is the father-in-law's Tour de France motorcycle from 40 years ago, which Simon had refurbished. It shone like new, and just as the father-in-law was lost in this surprise, Simon lifted the shade of the projector, and the father-in-law looked. What appeared before his eyes was his moment of victory, familiar teammates, and the scene of him racing past in the competition. The father-in-law couldn't help but hop on the bike, as if back in that moment of chasing dreams, and everyone cheered. So classic. Look, I'm waiting for you. Just then, the father-in-law saw his wife who had passed away for a long time. He glanced at his son-in-law next to him, and the feelings bubbled up like a spring. Tears sparkled at the corners of his eyes. With Simon's help, the father-in-law happily embraced modern new things. Not only registering social media accounts, but also frequently uploading scene videos, living a happy later life. During the time Simon spent with his father-in-law, they influenced each other and grew together, each surpassing their former selves. Simon's optimistic attitude spread to more people. That day, a new female patient arrived at the rehab center. She could have been a ballerina for the National Ballet Troupe, but unfortunately, she fell ill with an incurable disease and felt utterly hopeless. But Simon encouraged her, saying this illness is like a road dance partner, you just need to adapt and not let it step on you. The female patient smiled upon hearing this and began diligently practicing ballet during her rehabilitation time. When she met Simon again, she sincerely expressed her gratitude, thanking him for giving her the courage to fight against illness. Many here know Simon will compete in an Ironman. Her optimism and resilience inspire fellow patients. But Simon knew that he was not as strong-willed as his wife. On the very night before setting off on the expedition, he invited his wife to dance with him. He thanked her for silently supporting the whole family and expressed his guilt. His wife spoke of their true love. They endured hardships together, which is what true love can withstand over time. However, just before the expedition, Simon's condition unexpected. The father-in-law quickly sent him to the hospital, and the news from the doctor was heartbreaking. The condition was worse than ever. Simon was nearly half paralyzed. Doctors advised a new medication and treatment, meaning he'd missed this year's competition. This hit him like a ball from the blue, pulling Simon back to earth just as he was climbing to great heights. The father-in-law, feeling heartbroken, massaged the paralyzed side of Simon's body while encouraging him. You will run again. I'll train with you for a year, and your results will definitely improve. His words gave Simon strength. Even though he couldn't take care of his toilet needs, he was determined to run again over the next 365 days, starting from standing in the water. He took one step at a time, waking up early for training, and slowly his condition improved. After days of training, he finally returned to normal. The competition day arrived, and Simon was at his dream arena. The father-in-law warned he must reach the finish in 17 hours or turn back. The weather was unpredictable today. The temperature might drop suddenly, so he needed to be extra cautious on the road as his family watched him proudly set off. He would compete against a bunch of normal folks and even professionals in a battle of speed, endurance, and willpower. It was a huge challenge for him once the whistle blew. The Ironman Triathlon officially kicked off, with nearly 500 participants diving into the sea. Simon was temporarily in the middle. He had to worry about managing his energy while also being concerned about his illness flaring up again. He had to slow down for stability. About an hour later, others began completing the swimming leg while Simon finally made it ashore after an hour and a half. Thankfully, he wasn't too far behind, but due to the after effects of his illness, he continually got overtaken in the next 180 km cycling segment. He wanted to pick up his riding speed, yet he was already panting heavily. His father-in-law's words kept echoing in his ears, spurring him on to keep going. On the hillside, the fog was thick, and the cold air seemed to pierce the bones, but the audience's enthusiasm warmed. After 8 hours and 50 minutes of grueling cycling, Simon finally completed that leg, and his family was thrilled for him. But there were only 8 hours left in the. He had to finish the final 42 km marathon within this time frame, which was easy for seasoned long-distance runners, but for Meng, who was competing in Ironman for the first time, it was no easy feat. His hopes of winning were fading, but Meng's pursuit wasn't to surpass others, but to conquer the still battling illness. However, as time ticked by, Meng felt he was struggling more and more. Often we can't choose in life because fate throws us many challenges. The only thing we can do is not to let these difficulties defeat us. Some people may have tried hard but gave up half. Only those who persist until the end have the chance for a brilliant life. Watching competitors cross the finish line one after another, the family hoped for Meng to appear. However, as the sun set, Meng lagged behind the pack, still pushing forward, even though he was on the verge of throwing up. After a short rest, he kept walking. Night fell, and following runners reached the finish line. Yet, Meng remained absent, making family increasingly anxious as the deadline neared and stuff started clearing up. If you enjoy stories like this, please subscribe to our channel for more inspiration and joy.